Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash entitled parents. In today's episode, bought a house because of my mom and she's not getting a job. Entitled mother wants me to stop singing now. Entitled mother doesn't see entitlement. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Bought a house because of my mom and she's not getting a job. So I'm pissed and I have been trying not to take my anger out on my mother, but it's getting to a point I'm about to explode. So since I was about 20, I've been telling my mom I want to move out and do things on my own. Every time she has sucked me back in with the whole, why move out before you find a career that supports you, save your money, yada yada yada, and that part is my fault for allowing her to reel me back in. I was saving for a bit, but I was in a car accident a couple years ago that took my savings. We lived in a shitty area where crime was super high, so she put the house on the market and pretty much convinced me to buy a house somewhere better. She hasn't worked since 2018, and she has been talking about going back to work, but she never does. My cousin moved in with us and was paying a third of the bills, and he up and left about 2 months ago. She doesn't contribute to the mortgage, one bill, nothing. I am paying for everything, and I really cannot afford it. I make decent money, but I can't support myself. My fully capable of going to work mom, brother, the mortgage, her cigarette addiction, grocery shopping, a wedding coming up. I'm 28 years old and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I feel like I am being stretched so thin and getting nothing in return. Every time I ask her about jobs, she says nothing looks interesting to her and there's nothing out there. She told me she wants an easy schmo job cause she's just going back to working, but she somehow wants good pay like that actually exists. I'm ripping my hair out over here, losing sleep, am very mentally unstable, and I just want to finally relax without worrying about if this house is gonna go under in my name. I'm slowly stopping payments on my stuff, like I canceled my gym membership. I don't have Amazon Prime anymore. My Audible. I'm thinking of letting go of Spotify. I don't want to live like this. I didn't even want to get a house with her to begin with, but I felt guilty not doing it. I don't want to not pay and be a freeloader. I just want things to be split like I was originally promised. Edit. The house we sold was my grandparents' house that we all lived in together since the 90s. She put a lot of money into the house, but I'm still paying the $100K of the loan left so far. I would be okay with her taking the money she used from last house and just being done with it. It's just a little bit of a mess because she played a financial role with the down payment. Sell your house and let everyone fend for themselves. This. Let the chips fall where they may. Evict her. Go the legal route. You don't owe her anything for birthing you. First thing, don't buy any more cigarettes. Why has she felt this is okay for you to pay for everything? I'd sell the house and take my little brother with. Is she on the mortgage? Honestly, I would look into either putting the house up for sale or evicting her if she's not on the mortgage. This isn't sustainable for you, and you didn't sign up to take care of 2 additional adults to the detriment of your own well-being. She is also on the mortgage, unfortunately. My brother is only 13, so the only adult other than me here is her. Which is even worse because why can't you even step up to support the literal child? Entitled mother wants me to stop singing now. Okay, so I remembered this sub exists and that I have a mildly entertaining story that is relevant. EM equals entitled mother for this story. For context in this, I'm a busker, which is the word for people who perform in public spaces for tips. I sing. Where I live, the rules around getting a permit vary from town to town, but in my town, there are basically 2 options. If you want to busk on anything that's considered council property, you have to fill out a form, tell them the dates you want, get signed permission from the nearest business owner, and give it to the council with $21. If it's Christmas time, which it was, there's a similar process that requires you to book much further ahead, which I always forget to do. Go somewhere that isn't council property and just ask permission. The place I was busking today was one of those places, and their only 2 rules are that it's first come first served, and you can't be like, hey you, give me money please. So this was the week before Christmas, and there's always a lot of competition around that time of year. I busk all year long as it helps make me known in the community, and I'm trying to build a music career, and also because it helps supplement my disability pension. I was busking as usual when EM came up to me. Her kid was like 11-ish and was carrying a violin case. She asked me how long I'd be, and I'd only just started, so I told her several hours. I usually go about 4 hours, but sometimes I'm tired and want to leave early. She seems annoyed but goes back to her car. Comes back 2 hours later. By this time, I'd already called someone to come pick me up, but they couldn't make it until 3. It was 2:30, so I figured I'd just keep going and collapse once in the car. EM comes up to me with her kid in tow. EM, annoyed, are you done yet? You said you'd be 2 hours. Me, I said I'd be several hours. EM, you've been here all day. It's not fair for you to be here all day, because then no one else gets a chance. Me, I'll be leaving at 3. EM, he has an appointment at 3. Me, wondering why that's my problem. Okay, I can't leave any earlier. EM, doesn't argue anymore but is grumbling as she walks away. Like, I get the kid wants an opportunity. In Australia, our big between school year break starts about a week before Christmas, so he doesn't get as much opportunity before Tot. But this is basically my only method of saving any money or even really having enough to get by. The kid has 6 weeks of holidays left, and it's first and best served. I thought about suggesting other good busking places, but she was already halfway back to her car. EM didn't want to follow the rules. Her blatant attempt to run you off was pathetic. I'd have told her it was a public place, and I wasn't obligated to go away just because her kid wanted my spot. I'd be done when I was done, and that's that. I loved walking down the main downtown pedestrian area of Adelaide. So many different folks busking. A kid, 12, playing a plastic trumpet. Full bands. So many singles with a guitar. I never made it at the end of the month. I was told some well-known performers showed up to maintain their busking licenses. It really is awesome. Walking up and down Circular Quay in Sydney as a kid solidified in my mind this was something I wanted to do. Entitled mother doesn't see entitlement. A rant because I feel I'm going insane. I am currently pregnant. It is my first baby and is the first child on my side of the family, specifically just my family, not cousins or anything as we aren't close to them. Now I understand the excitement of grandparents and the possible lack of etiquette when this is a new thing. However, my mother has been dropping a few sentences here and there which to me seem inappropriate and super annoying. I've pointed it out to her many times and starting to set boundaries from now, only to get a death stare back or how dare I take this away from them, or how this isn't how things were done before. FYI, I am 30. Here are some of the things she says. 1. Apparently it is a family baby and also hers and my dad's baby. God knows what that means. She specifically said that when they babysit, the child will be raised their own way again. What? 2. I am not particularly fond of breastfeeding. I am not downright saying I won't do it. But I did put down a food prep machine on my wants list, and it may have been mentioned in a conversation. We don't have things like a baby registry. I have been told off about this for a very long time. 3. I have mentioned a few names we like and she very much disagrees with half of them and says they're not normal or nice. They are standard human names, not like emojis LOL, and we like them. 4. We don't want a gender reveal party. I want to have an intimate cake cutting between myself and my husband and then just tell whoever we want or not. She is claiming we are taking that away from her. 5. She has made it clear that they will speak to our baby in a language of their choice and not English. English is not my mother tongue, but they speak English well. Of course, the baby will be bilingual, but it isn't up to them. 6. I have a complication with my pregnancy and my mother claims the doctor is wrong and I should not be taking the medicine I am given. Trust me. I have done my research. I know it is for my own good and the health of the baby. 7. I like to be active and I walk, do a little jog and lift weights. I've been doing it before pregnancy. I have checked with my doctor and I am not lifting 100 kilograms. She says I should not be doing that. And basically I should just be sat on my bum the whole day and pretend I am dying or something until the kid is born. I am unsure how to put it nicer than it is, and I am unsure how to just cut her out. It really stresses me out now, and it definitely would stress me out even more when the baby is here. And I wouldn't want this to turn into a tug of war with a child that frankly, I would definitely like to raise the complete opposite way of how I was raised. I definitely had to reparent myself, and there were many horrible things I had to overcome as a child because she completely did not give a crap about the emotional well-being of me. My DL is pregnant. I have not announced any of their news. I have not suggested or declined any names. I will not tell them how to raise said baby. Your mom plans on taking over your baby. Make plans accordingly. You're awesome. My MIL is very opposite to my mom. That is the thing that actually made me look further into how my own mom might be a little toxic. Grinning face with sweat. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.